Senate President Tito Soto III sinabing pagsasayang lang ng oras ang pagtalakay sa Cabral Files. Soto, iginiit na listahan lang ito at walang kwenta kaya di na dapat pansinin pa. Taong bayan, hindi kumbinsido sa palusot ni Soto dahil alam nila kung sino ang pinoprotektahan nito sakaling sumabog ang laman ng Cabral Files at maisiwalat ang lahat ng sabwatan sa flood control projects. Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, matindi rin ang pagkondina sa desisyon ni Tito Soto. Pero bago ang lahat, mag-subscribe na sa aking YouTube channel at i-click na rin ang notification bell para updated ka sa mga bagong balita sa ating bansa. Ayon nga sa kanya, doon sa tinatawag na Cabral Files, alam mo, napapakamot ako ng ulo doon eh. Kasi, kung pag-usapan nila, parang napakahalaga ng listahan. Listahan lang yun eh. Parang listahan lang sa kanto yun eh. Bakit? Bakit ko nasabi yun? Ang tanong dito, dyan sa Cabral Files, mayroon bang SARO or Special Allotment Release Order? Komento pa ng ilang mga netizens, Mr. Soto, Cabral Files are important how the funds were spent the way they were. It will open cans of worms who corrupted the funds. It will unmask the conspirators who amassed government funds, especially government officials. Would you not like that? DBM files will actually cover the mess and show legitimacy of the loss of people's money. Hindi ba mahalaga ang Cabral Files na dokumento ng DPWH? Bakit? May tatamaan bang malaking tao?
Through a series of events, both natural and supernatural, na expose ang massive graft and corruption basically in flood control. But we are all aware that it happens in different departments and even sa collection pa lang ng taxes. No? Ang highlight ngayon, thank you also to Senator JV and Senator Erwin yung sa BIR. No? So given that, we have an extraordinary opportunity for a game changer budget. So, premise number one. Premise number two, may vision. And yung budget, ang popondo sa plano para ma-attain ang vision. No? So for example, Mr. President, in all our interpellations, people agreed on three things. Masyadong nagsisiksikan sa highly urbanized. Nag-agree po tayo na ang baha, traffic, etc. ay lalong sasama kung panay sa highly urbanized. Nag-agree din po lahat na ang trend ay mas mabuti kaso sa padagdag lang ng padagdag ng highways, especially in Calabarzon, Metro Manila, and Region 3 while we neglect the rest of the country. So, question, did we put funding, 5-10 billion for the Mindanao Railway?
Railway, wala. What assistance? Alam po meron po. Well, Mr. President,
Mr. President, yes, with the permission of our minority floor leader and
Majority
the
Leader.
sponsor, maybe we should act on the motion first, and after the motion is acted upon and voted upon, the good minority floor leader could ask the questions. If it's all right with the minority floor leader.
Yes, whatever the pleasure of the majority. For as long as, Mr. President, if there are certain changes acceptable to the chairman, we can still make it.
Yes.
Yes, we're not approving it on,
Yes.
with this motion, we're not approving anything on second reading.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So I
Yeah.
would like to further continue with the motion, Mr. President, if we can.
All right. What we are facing now in the motion is for us to make this the basis
Yes,
of the
Mr.
second reading. All right. Any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. President, we did not
No, you may
object
continue,
at
no?
this time because the chairman informed us that tumatagal yung line by line. But with your patience, we just want to ask a few questions and see whether acceptable na ito because we did pass concurrent resolution number 4 na kung saan lahat tayo nagsabi na dapat totally transparent. So sa aking pagkaintindi, pag sinabing transparent, pag nakita ng media at ng ating mga kababayan itong committee report, alam nila kung anong laman at hindi. Having said that, between complete transparency and a reenacted budget, parehong may tama sa ating bansa. And to be fair to the chairman, he has promised us that Saturday,
Yes.
lalabas yung line by line and before the third reading nandun.
Yes.
But please understand na hindi kami komportableng bumoto today based on this if we're not able to clarify kung ano talaga yung mga laman. But I'd like to put on record that even informally, meaning not here, whether it's in the lounge, in my office, in his office, Senator Win has been totally transparent of what is in what are the changes and what are the committee report. Wala tayong tanong doon, no? Even sa majority, we had a instant caucus yesterday for some tricky issues, and I appreciate the conversation. But in the spirit of true transparency, and because I am inspired today, because Senator Lito Lapid is focused and intently listening to me. So when that happens, I would like to really do my best. Thank you, Senator Lapid, for being here today and focusing on that. Actually, ang questions ko, Senator Lapid, nasa Region 3 din. So, Mr. Chairman, 2 questions lang sa trains. Yung Mindanao Railway, but because I'm reminded, because Senator Lapid is here, naglagay din ba tayo ng pondo sa Clark Subic? Because ang sinabi ng DOTR,
2026.
hinalo pa nila yung Clark Subic train sa Central Luzon papuntang Southern Luzon. Eh kung hihintayin mo pa yun, tatagal pa ng husto. But in those 2 instances, they agreed that if we put a little bit of money, they can start the program, especially sa Mindanao Railway, because kompleto na yon. Nagka-problema lang sa funding with the Chinese concessional loans. No?
Doon sa information ho namin during the budget briefing and also yung mga briefings before, apparently nag-withdraw ang DOTR doon sa Chinese ODA because of delay and also wala nang interest for both parties to pursue it. But in the 2025 budget, under the unprogrammed funds, meron silang inallocate under the program funds, may na-allocate na 200 million pesos. And ito yung ginagamit nila for preliminary works. In fact, may nakita ko sa news na meron na silang mga parcellary, surveying, so ginagamit nila ito. For 2026, wala po dahil walang loan na request.
Yes, but Mr. President, that's why we have interpellations, di ba? So ang hindi naging proactive ni hindi naging reactive ang DOTR doon. Parang sa kanila hintayin natin yung loans. Ballpark lang, magkano ang total cost ng subway sa Metro Manila?
Okay. Sorry, may dagdag lang po ako, Minority Leader. Sa 2026, merong 1 billion for the Mindanao Railway under GOP counterpart. Ang wala lang doon yung loan. So they're expecting hopefully na magkaroon ng loan in the next few.
I'll not
next year,
belabor the point,
2026.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. President, but just to give you a apples-to-apples comparison, magkano po in general yung ballpark figure ng ating Metro Manila subway? It's about 500 billion ba?
Alam ko mga ano ho yan, mga, if my memory serves me correctly, mga 400, parang 400 billion dollars.
Okay.
400
So-
billion dollars. Sorry, $4 billion.
$4 billion.
Yeah.
So mga 200 billion,
Billion pesos. Yeah,
Okay.
more or less. Mga
Sa phase 1 ng Mindanao Railway, it's 100B. And they said that if they get 10B, they can hit the ground running. So what is 10B compared to the 6.7 trillion at meron tayong unprogrammed na 170. So if you want, lagyan natin ng 5B sa program, 5B sa unprogrammed, although we're against the unprogrammed. But my point is, Mr. President, hanggang kailan maghihintay yung mga taga Mindanao na alam naman natin pag sinabi mong next year, loan pa lang yon, that's another 2-3 years, then another 2-3 years bago ma-implement. But they said because nga nag-pull out lang yung financing,
The Chinese funding.
everything is ready. And even if they get funding from whether the Japanese or the Koreans, the Australians, wherever, no? May 25% counterpart pa rin naman, which is 25 billion. So they did not put any, there's no hesitation in their part. Tinanong ko diretso, kung bibigyan namin kayo ng 10 to 25, kaya nyo na ba simulan? Yes. So in fact, I would even say, why doesn't the Maharlika Fund invest there? O why don't we package it sa ibang mga oligarchs natin na kung kukuha kayo ng mga highway na gagawin yung tollway, pero eto naman, ano yun rin. But ang point ko, Mr. President, this is such a great opportunity. Nalagyan natin ng 5-10 billion. Let's not let this opportunity go away. Yesterday, we were speaking about 50 billion. We were talking about certain pricing.
1 billion.
So meron tayong leeway doon, eh, 'di ba? So may I appeal to the chair that whether it's 5 sa program, 5 sa program, let's show Mindanao na despite the politics that is going on, hindi sila casualty sa politics, 'di
Ako
ba?
ay support po yung Mindanao Railway dahil alam po natin na ang Mindanao is our food basket. Diyan po talaga nanggagaling marami sa ating mga produce at ang weather ho nila relatively smooth throughout the year. Pero ang transportation logistics mahal din kung hindi ho gagawin yung ating railway system. So magandang idea ho yan.
I'm not
Minority
that sure,
Leader.
Mr. President, about yung pagtaas ng population sa home city mo, no? But kaming magkatabi, Muntinlupa at saka Taguig, ano kami, two of the highest in Metro Manila and I think in the country. And basically, lumilipat is from Central Luzon, from Bicol,
Yeah, tama
from
kayo.
Visayas, Mindanao. Kasi nga, pag nakitang may trabaho, may libre ang edukasyon, hinahatid sa bahay yung mga gamot, di ba, lumilipat dito.
Yeah.
But you know, if we start building the railway, I'm 100% sure yung ating mga mall owners, yung mga land developers, will start their development kung saan yung mga stasyon ng tren. So it will be such a good sign in the midterm, no? I'm a little bit cautious kasi of administration starting something pag last year na nila. For many reasons. I mean, sa first year ng Marcos administration, the former DOTR secretary, parang biglang delay yung sa subway sa Metro Manila, di ba? So from having stations opened in 2026, naging 2027, naging 2028. Pag hindi mo administrasyon ang ginawa, ang daling ituro dun sa past, no? So if they actually start it in 2026, imagine you have the whole 2026, the whole 2027, and it will really be a good sign that despite, you know, some, how do I put it diplomatically, animosity between the president and the vice president, painful discussions of impeachment between the House of Representatives and the Senate as an impeachment court, hindi casualty ang Mindanao because we will still put that funding. And 10 billion is basically the budget of 2 or 3 congressional districts, Mr. Chairman. So may I earnestly push that we include that in the amendments today. Kahit 5-10 billion, kahit saan program yung
We'll confer and consult with His Honor kung saan magiging accounts doon. But I support that. Maganda ho talaga Mindanao
Well,
Railway.
Senator Villanueva was whispering to me that there's only 12 senators here, but I was informed my sister is here, so there's 13 already. So we can decide. That second question also is it's music to the ears of our majority leader that meron tayong quorum. So the second one, I do not know if fully capable na ang DOTR of building the Subic Clark, unlike the ano, but can we consider that sa BICAM if they say that they can do it? Kasi yung sa Mindanao, sinabi na nilang diretsuhan eh. Yung sa Subic Clark, they said na totoong since 2016, 2017 pinag-uusapan. Nung una hiningi natin yon as a grant and then ngayon pinackage nila. Yung problema sa package, ano eh, pag hindi na-approve yung buong package, hindi rin siya approve.
Yung Subic Clark po, alam ko it's right now nasa parang feasibility study.
Yes, yes.
Alam ko.
But ang problema nga, sinama yung feasibility study sa isang malaking network. Sinama
sa
pati dun
NSCR, sa North-South Commuter Rail.
But anyway, let me just put that on record and be a kind colleague to Senator Lapid who's from Pampanga, no, Pampanga Tarlac. And see sa BICAM if we have some room to look at that project.
In principle, Minority Leader, ako I support transportation, logistics. Talagang naghahabol lang tayo. In fact, yung mga ginagawa ho natin ngayon, it's just playing catching up. So I support that.
No, and I will tell you why. It's because of our experience in Fort Bonifacio or BGC. Imagine ang buong Port Bonifacio is over 500 hectares, ang BGC is 100 hectares, but look at the development. Samantalang ang Clark is between 27,000 to 30-something thousand hectares, depende kung isasama mo yung mountainous areas, Puera pa Subic. So if you can really fix you have a beautiful international airport in Clark, you have a deep port in Subic. Subic is very not only symbolic but important in our fight sa West Philippine Sea, di ba? It's in the future, pwede talagang ayusin ng ating Navy yon. So if you really have a train
Yeah, tama ho kayo.
for goods and people between Clark and Subic, even yung synergy na inimagine ng mga Amerikano when they built it in the late 1800s, early 1900s, can be fully utilized if we have that, no?
Tama.
But yun nga, natatakpan ng mga, how do I say it, no? Yung mga mas urgent. So I think these two railways,
Yeah.
Mindanao and Subic Clark, are both as important as others like the subway. But sometimes kasi pag napapanood mo sa news, araw-araw na traffic, nagiging mas urgent yung iba. Pero actually, in terms of importance, magsing importante sila. In fact, I would argue it's even more important because if people move, ang ganda-ganda ng Bulacan, Tarlac, Pampanga, Nueva Ecija. So, but ang problema nga is the infrastructure,
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman.
Yeah. So, Mr. President, ako, sinusuportahan ko itong railway system natin. And conceptually, Mr. President, we will support that in the budget. Ang i-consult ko na lang ang ating minority leader in DOTR on how much to put para malaman natin na magagastos ho nila. For Subic Clark Railway, for 2026, meron ng right-of-way fund under BCDA of amounting to 70 million pesos.
Okay.
So meron na rin silang intention to start the right-of-way acquisition for both projects actually. For
Yes.
both projects.
So, the next question is unprogrammed funds. No, you were telling me yesterday, Mr. Chairman, and let me give you that opportunity that although the majority wishes to keep it or the palace wishes to keep it, because in my research before 2022, walang unprogrammed, walang ganun release, no? And you confirmed to me that in the past 3 years may unprogrammed pero lump sum.
Yung sa GIP portion.
Yes.
Meron doon unprogrammed sa GIP. At itong sa GIP portion is lump sum. No?
And not to use this as an opportunity to defend my colleague, Senator Joel, but you know, it's a little bit crazy that you have that fund that it's actually the executive that can release, but a district engineer is claiming that he can have it released for a senator without the senator knowing it. So I leave that to those investigating, but I'm just stating for the record na nakakabuang isipin na pwedeng ganon. So my first option is to ask na tanggalin to. But if we keep it, the chairman was telling me he has some reforms and some special provisions to make sure that it will not be abused and it will not because I don't want let me make it clear, I don't want it to be a black hole.
No. Tama ho kayo dyan.
Can you imagine if it's a black hole, then pag may na-release, anyone can say, si Governor ganito yung nagpa-release. Si Senator ganito nagpa-release. Si ganito pag-release. Wala kang kalaban-laban in this environment and in this in the present environment, no? Yes, go ahead, Majority Leader. I will always yield to you.
So just to clarify, I just want to clarify, Mr. President, the query of the good senator, the minority floor leader. Ang usapan nga natin ay dapat wala ng unprogrammed funds. Kung meron pang naiwan unprogrammed funds, Mr. President, may we request the chairperson to tell us what the unprogrammed funds is going to be used for, like specifically. Kasi dyan po nagkaroon ng problema dito sa investigations na ito, yung scandals. I think the idea was dapat wala ng unprogrammed funds. But if the good sponsor can tell us what the unprogrammed funds are for, to be clear to all of us.
Yeah. Then after that, Mr. Chairman, maybe I will yield, but I have some proposals. But if any of our colleagues have proposals specifically on the unprogrammed fund, I will yield, Mr. President. Kasi kung ma-solve natin to, major to for...